Good evening, everybody. My name is Ryan with Great Lakes Storm Chasing Network. I am joined tonight with Ben from Great Lakes Weather,
Good evening, everybody.
as well as Caleb, our storm chaser. He is currently in the Clinton County area of Indiana. We are tracking this line of storms that extends all the way up from about Terre Haute down to about the Kentucky, Missouri area down here by Evansville, all the way back through southern Illinois. There's also a few areas further to the north, up by the Urbana, Illinois area, pushing in toward north central, uh, northwest, should I say, Indiana area. Those are currently not severe, but the storms further to the south here do have severe potential with them. We're looking at majority of these storms are on the weakening trend, which is good news. But for right now, we do still have potential for damaging winds, large hail, and a low chance right now for a tornado or two along this line here. If we look at this line very carefully, we call it a QLCS, which basically, in simplified terms, is a lot of wind, a lot of rain, and sometimes large hail. But all along the leading edge of this line, we get these little what we call kinks that can happen where wind tries to turn, so to speak. So we're watching along this line very carefully for any rotation that may be detected here. Right now, we're only seeing one or two areas we're kind of watching closely. Nothing that's indicated imminent tornado, but it does bear watching as this pushes in toward the Indiana, southwest Indiana area. What's up, Alan?
Hey, Alan.
So, counties involved right now in this severe thunderstorm warning, we're going to go ahead and name these off: Vigo, Clay, Sullivan, Greene County, Davies County, Knox County, as well as Lawrence County in Illinois, looks like, Gibson County, Pike County, Knox County. I believe I already said that one as well. You guys are all underneath these warnings, all the way down here to also uh, Posey County as well. You guys are in a severe thunderstorm warning, and the warning text is saying that there is going to be potential for up to 70-mile-per-hour winds, as well as hail up to the size of a penny, although that's not severe criteria for hail. Hail would be 1 inch or a quarter size in diameter or larger. The hail is still definitely a possibility with that. So we're watching that extremely closely. But overall, this line is pushing to the east. Areas of impact here are going to be anywhere from all the way down here toward Evansville. You guys are going to be on the very southern tip of this, so literally going to ride the Ohio River on the Kentucky border. So Evansville here, Princeton, Mount Carmel, Vincennes, Washington, Sullivan, Jasonville, Linton, all the way up here to Terre Haute, about to be impacted here. You guys are on deck for these storms in the next about 10 to 15 minutes. These are tracking off due east at right around 50 or so, give or take a few miles per hour. So right around 50 or so. So they're moving pretty quick. So the good news with these storms, though, is as the sun has gone down, instability has also gone down with these storms. So with that being said, that means that these storms should be on a slow weakening trend as they move across the southern part of the state. These storms do carry potential, though, for right now, damaging winds and large hail, but also that low chance of a tornado. We do have Caleb with us, like we mentioned before. He is currently driving to these storms, although he is targeting the northern end of these storms up here by northern Indianapolis towards Lafayette, that general area. We're seeing some organization trying to occur with this northern extent of the line south of Danville, Illinois. Go ahead and take the radar back here. We're going to look at this momentarily. We have some areas of interest over here. Nothing severe right now, but it could organize here and also produce some in the way of large hail, damaging winds here. There's a lot of lightning with these storms for right now, so it's going to be a good lightning show, probably a good thunderstorm for you guys at the very least. Although most of these storms, even though they are on a weakening trend, they are indicating that there is potential here for winds up to 60 to 70 miles per hour. So on the left side of your screen is going to be your typical radar. On the right side of your screen is our wind velocity. We're watching both very closely here. Got some comments coming in here from Devin. He says he is scared in Terre Haute. So Terre Haute right now is actually Depending on where you're at in Terre Haute, you're kind of borderline split between the severe thunderstorm warning. Right now, the looks like just going to be some gusty winds for you, and maybe some small hail there as well. The heaviest winds that I'm seeing are down here towards Sullivan right now on
Mm.
the radar here. So right now, you should be good in Terre Haute. As long as you're indoors, you are just fine. Let it pass. It'll be over you here in about. It'll be over actually. The storm will be over here in about 10 to 20 minutes, I'd say. It may rain and storm for a little bit after the main line is passed, but the main concern area would be past you here pretty soon. We have an area down here also by the Princeton area down here in Gibson County, as well as Wabash County, looks like. Area, a pocket, should I say, heading toward the radar here of 60 plus mile per hour winds. Go ahead and take a look at that down here by the Evansville radar, just north of the town of Evansville. But we are seeing, if you zoom in here and take our inspector tool, these winds are really close to the radar. So what that's really close to the radar, it means that these winds are close to the ground because the radar beam is really low in the atmosphere at this location. So we're likely seeing severe winds about to impact this radar site down here toward Evansville. That's a pocket of heavier winds occurring. We'll get a, actually should have a measurement of winds as that passes over that radar site. So we'll have an idea of how strong these winds actually are/were in about 5 minutes or so. So with that being said, you're going to take a zoom out look here, go back to our radar and take a peek at some of these comments that are coming in here. I also do want to mention that these warnings, the warning in Indiana for basically the entire west half of the first couple counties here in Indiana, they do not mention the possibility of a tornado. So I just want to keep in mind that it's a low chance, although it's not a very high chance. It's just a possibility at this point. We're not looking overly hard for them, but we will point those out when we, if and when we see those. If you guys are asking about your locations, give us a county that would help us out. We are not
Mm.
exactly from the South Indiana area. I do see a comment here for Brownstown, Indiana. I'll go ahead and get to that here in a second. So Brownstown, just south of Indianapolis there, you're going to be out ahead of this line over here towards Bloomingdale or Bloomington, should I say. I'm trying to find your exact area, but you're just south over here towards the. Okay, you're just over here toward. There you go. There's Brownstown, just near Seymour there. So this line is likely going to weaken as it pushes towards you. I can tell you that you do have a risk for all hazards later on this evening, meaning that primary threats are going to be damaging winds and large hail. But there's also a low chance of a spin up tornado, although that chance right now looks to be on the decline based on everything that we're seeing here. We lost our storm fuel, so we're going to be watching these storms closely. But these storms should be transitioning to more of a stronger type of storm, more so to the decaying, dying type of storm. So damaging wind should be the main threat, followed by large hail as a second threat, and then a third threat would be a low chance for a tornado or two.
Yeah, they've just issued a new severe thunderstorm warning for Evansville, Boonville, Linville, just off to the east.
Okay, that's going to be for Pike County as well as Warwick County, Vanderbilt County, and Gibson County. That's going to be a new warning here. This is going to mention hail up to quarter size as well as 60 mile per hour winds. And that was just the area we were talking about just a bit ago by the radar site down here where we have those pockets of wind exceeding 60 miles per hour. So that got extended. The warning, should I say, did get extended further to the east. Out ahead of this line here. So we do see that in this yellow box that this is the box that just got issued here. So Evansville proper, if you guys are living in that general area from Princeton to Evansville, you guys are in that warning, but also up here towards Vincennes as well. Vincennes is also in this warning all the way up here to Linton, Sullivan, all the way to the southern part of Terre Haute. Immediate counties of impact, guys. I'll go ahead and read some off, okay? Immediate counties of impact are going to be the following. Warwick, Pike, Knox, Lawrence, Edwards, Wabash, Gibson, Posey, White, Vanderbilt. In the path further on tonight, we're going to have Owen, Greene, Martin, DuBois, Spencer, Perry, Crawford, Orange, and Lawrence counties, as well as Monroe County. Those are going to be next, probably, we're going to say hour to 90 minutes, hour and a half or so, would be your threat for those kinds I just mentioned. Hopefully that answers some of you guys' questions there. But right now, the immediate concern is going to be for Posey, Gibson, Knox, Sullivan, West Green, West Clay, and also Owen counties. Is this line weakening as it goes east? Yes, Carol, it is. It is slowly weakening, although it does still have potential for damaging winds. I just got a report coming in here a few minutes ago. Looks like just west of Vincennes of thunderstorm wind damage, saying several large trees are down per emergency management. So we have some reports there heading towards the Vincennes area of some wind damage. The area of interest, not area of interest, but the area of wind, should I say, is about to enter the Vincennes area from Oaktown, Russellville, Vincennes. We're going to say St. Francisville here, Beale. Should be over Allendale right now. This gust front extends all the way down here toward the radar site in Owensville. And also Poseyville here as well. So those are the areas right now of immediate concern. I don't see anything that is rotating that would indicate tornado at this point, but it does bear watching as this line, it is weakening. It does carry some amount of potential for a small, weak tornado. Is Jay or Randolph County in the line? Jay County, I'm assuming it's up here toward Bluffton area. Is that the area we're talking, like Decatur? If that's the Jay County I'm talking about, or if you're talking about there, you are going to be just experiencing some thunderstorms later on tonight. You do have a low chance of a severe storm, although your threat is mainly going to be damaging winds tonight. Although I don't think the threat's very high up that way. We are monitoring the north side of this line up here towards Urbana, Bloomington, Illinois, as this pushes off more so to the east, a little bit north as well. So it's not moving very fast, or it's not very it's not organizing very fast. We want to see this more. We'll see how that handles it, but you should be okay up there in Jay County. I don't see any signs of this, becoming severe at this point. Most of the storm fuel is going to be further to the south, where you see this line from Terre Haute down to Evansville. That's going to be where the highest storm fuel is going to be. Above that, there's very little in the way of storm fuel to work with. So storms shouldn't survive as severe storms up there much at all.
Yeah, the rate of speed for some of these storms that are here in Indiana on the southern side, the severe thunderstorm warnings indicate that the storms are moving east at roughly 60 miles per hour. So they'll be coming in places of that severe thunderstorm warning, including like Winslow, Boonville, areas where that new severe thunderstorm warning was just issued in about 30 minutes.
Yeah, as this line picked up speed here, or should I say, as this line developed in Illinois and started racing east, it did pick up speed as well. That 60 mile per hour, I think it actually Ben, is still increasing. As I'm looking at these scans here, I do think it's pretty close to that 60, maybe if not a little bit higher than that at this point. Mm-hmm. Either way, though, these are going to be on top of you very quickly. I see a question here in chat. Will it be severe when it hits Ohio? There's a very low chance of that. It'd be damaging winds would be your main concern. Main concern if that does impact Ohio. This line will likely reach Ohio. Whether it's severe or not is going to be the question. So do expect some thunderstorms later on in West Ohio. But as well, I just want to mention the thunderstorms here as well for southern Michigan. We do have a new tornado warning now. Looks like just got issued just to the north of Vincennes.
Oh, I see that. Mm-hmm.
We're going to go ahead and move in here for a little bit closer look here. This is going to be just north of Vincennes here, just to the east of Lawrenceville. It's going to be radar indicated, so there's nothing saying that's on the ground. It's just going to be indicated by radar. Where you see this red flashing, or not flashing anymore, but this red box here. This is going to be an area of rotation here. The area is over, looks like Highway 50 here, about to cross 33. This road name is County Road 19. And also this is going to be called Lake Lawrence Road. It should be right where the area of interest is going to be. Just north of Vincennes, going to move just to the north of the city of Vincennes. I don't know how populated it is up there. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. Looks like it's mainly going to miss the more populated areas of Vincennes, which is good news. Looks like most of the population is going to be down here where it actually says Vincennes, but up here looks more so rural. So that's good news. But still, I don't see anything indicating that could be on the ground with that. But anyway, the area of interest that was highlighted here, it is moving pretty fast here too. We're getting scans here of roughly we're getting scans at 1 minute apart. So good job to Evansville for their radar. They sped their radar up for today. That's awesome. But the area of interest that we more so would be concerned is right to the north of Vincennes here. And that is pretty weak. We're not seeing much in the way of rotation with this. There was a brief little spike in that as it moved just south of Lawrenceville, right about, I don't really see anything. Maybe like right about there, I'd say. It's very weak.
Yeah.
And these storms today, I want to say this, have been more so showing weaker rotation, but still putting down tornadoes. So we don't want to disregard that as it's weak on radar. There could be something there. It's just we don't see it on radar, at least. I do see that we have a chaser, not us, but there is a chaser, Brandon Kopik, who is on this storm as well. So I wonder if he reported something here in the last 5 or 10 minutes that maybe prompted this warning here, because he is right behind that storm. He may have saw something. Wouldn't shock me there. Caleb is going to be up near the just south of Lafayette, Indiana. He's further north of Indianapolis toward Frankfort area. He's in Clinton County, Indiana. So he's riding this northern edge of this line of storms here. He's hoping it's going to organize a bit for him, although we hope it doesn't organize. But he's there in hopes that it does organize, so he has a good storm to watch. And if it does, he'll be there monitoring that. But he's more so on the northern edge of this. Yeah, it looks like it's a pretty weak area of rotation. Looking at the other radar we have pulled up here, we call it Gibson Ridge 2. Looking back at this tornado warning here, if we back this up just a bit here before that warning got issued, there is a little bit of, we call it gate to gate there. It's really, really weak. Not really sure exactly why they warned that, but I can see, given what's happened earlier today, I can see, I guess, the caution that they have with this. Will this hit New Paris, Indiana? I do not exactly know where New Paris is. I don't.
Look at.
Yeah, that'd be awesome, Ben. I don't really like I said, I'm not really familiar. I don't think either of us are really familiar with the southern part of Indiana. I can give you counties. We have counties up on our screen here, and also bigger cities. But Henry County, I don't see Henry County on this map in the past, so you should just be good for some thunderstorms tonight. I don't see much in the way of severe threat for you.
New Paris, Indiana is just south of Goshen. I don't think you guys are going to see too much in terms of severe weather, if any at all, up there. Yep. Maybe some thunderstorms.
Going back up here, just south of Terre Haute, near Pimento and Farmersburg, there's an area of stronger velocity showing up here. This radar has 60 miles an hour on this. This is warned as well for severe winds before Vigo County, moving in toward Clay County right now. Looks like there's some pretty good winds with that storm. All along this line here where we see these kind of like these off-color greens meeting the reds. This is what we're kind of watching for brief spin-up tornadoes within this line here. We could see a few areas try to rotate, and I think that's exactly what happened back here near Vincennes, where the storm tried to at least start to rotate here. It just didn't really have enough juice to. That warning should be expired here fairly quickly, I would assume. So if this line up here more so organizes over here in central Illinois, it'll push off into west central Indiana. That's where our chaser, Caleb, is in here with us. He's more so targeting this northern edge of these storms. You see how these storms are about to merge together here near Champaign and just over here by Terre Haute. They're really trying to come together here and merge. He's going to be sitting up here in Clinton County, where I'm circling my mouse over here near Frankfurt, and he'll be watching this line as it pushes toward him. So that's where he is right now. We are getting some thunderstorm wind gusts coming out of the Poseyville area. I also see this nasty looking indentation here in this line. Don't see anything on velocity, which is good news, but we are getting some wind reports here. Looks like the report is lawn furniture or trash cans displaced. So looks like somebody lost their trash can down their neighbor's yard. They want to report that. So that's what we're seeing there. I do have a report of hail coming out of Keensburg across the border here of pea-size hail with these storms. So these storms, to me at least, don't look like they're prolific hail producers. I'm not going to say it's not producing hail. I just don't think the threat for hail is as high right now as a damaging wind threat. If we were to take our hail product here on Radar Omega, we call it vertically integrated liquid, or VIL. Basically measures water droplets in the air, or in the atmosphere, should I say. And there's some small pockets here. Actually, there's the update. Just some small pockets here of where hail may be trying to fall. Just here east of Vincennes, one near Bicknell, just some scattered other pockets of them down here by Mount Vernon, Oliver. It's nothing that I would raise my eyebrow at. Wow. Nothing that I'd raise my eyebrow at. So we're not going to completely write off that threat, but overall, I think this threat is more so damaging winds and potential brief tornadoes with this line. Portland, we're talking up by Decatur area there, Jacob. If you're up there, I'm going to say you're just going to have some heavier thunderstorms later on tonight. I wouldn't expect severe weather that far north. We can go ahead and overlay the SPC outlook here real quick. The SPC outlook should tell us exactly what they're thinking on the latest. So if you have a color here, if you are in this color, the green, yellow, or orange color further south here, you guys are in a threat for severe weather all the way up here to Fort Wayne, Auburn areas. It's a low chance up here of these storms that are trying to form over here on the Lafayette area. It's a low chance these are going to become severe. If it does, it'll be mainly for damaging winds and maybe some large hail there as well. There's really no tornado risk up there. I'm going to double check that before I say that.
The tornado risk is mainly southwest of Indianapolis at this point.
Yep, that's what it's been like all day as well. So no change really to the tornado risk. The areas in green here, including downtown Indianapolis, all the way up here towards Danville, just south of Lafayette, about a county south of Lafayette, over toward Columbus, Indiana here, down to Louisville. You guys are in a low chance of a spin-up tornado. So that's why we have that green 2% tornado risk, which is a very low threat. And if you look closely here, these storms are about to outrun the higher tornado risk. So they're about to cross over into a lower risk, which is also, we said as well when we hopped on here, these storms are slowly weakening. So they're going to be on a weakening trend through the evening as they get closer to Ohio and also Kentucky areas. Caleb, are you with us? Where are you at? You got to unmute yourself. I can't unmute you, dude.
Still in the same place, just south of Lafayette.
Okay. What are you seeing up there?
Right now, just some positive bolts off the anvil ahead of this line. May eventually head back closer to Indianapolis to intercept the northern end of that MCV there on the QLCS line there. But right now, just some positive bolts on the front of the anvil.
Yeah, I'm going to say Indianapolis is in line for that. It's starting to move a little bit further north there, so watch that close. What system do we use for radar? We use a plethora of systems.
Mm-hmm.
The one you're seeing on your screen right now is called Radar Omega. It's what we mainly use for tracking tornadoes and stuff like that, because we can zoom in down to our road names and stuff like this. So I can zoom in here and tell you this road is going to be called Wheatland Road. No other radar gives us the option to do that. So this is why it's great for streaming. We also have Gibson Ridge 2, which is this radar If you're more so an analyst type of storm chaser or weather enthusiast, and you want to learn, Gibson Ridge 2 is the product for you. It's a steep learning curve, though, so only get it if you want to dedicate time to learn. And then lastly, we also have Radar Scope. This is a basic one, a very basic radar that if you want to learn just basics, this would be the radar for you. What are we thinking for Huntington and Wells County area? So those areas are going to be further north away from the better storm fuel. So while there is a low chance of a severe threat in terms of damaging wind gusts and maybe some large hail later tonight, personally don't see that being a huge threat for you. It's a low chance, so don't write it off, but don't sit up all night and worry about it. And these storms exiting into Pike County momentarily, as well as Warwick County and Vanderbilt counties. Some really good wind velocity coming up here, Oakland City here, Princeton. We're getting winds of 62.6 miles per hour, about 800 feet off the surface. These winds are likely reaching the ground and also likely producing severe damaging wind gusts. The text of the warning continues to highlight severe winds up to 60 miles per hour, as well as potential hail up to quarter size in diameter. What in the world is this? You see this, Ben?
Yeah, I think that's been sitting there for a little while. I don't know if it's just an error, but it says special weather statement.
I don't know. What time was this? At 9:43, so 20 minutes ago. That's weird.
When did it expire?
33 minutes.
Yeah, there's no storm there in Jasper and Huntingburg, so not really sure why that's there.
That's weird. It's just a phantom special weather statement.
Yep.
I am certified Skyward. I use my iPhone, but it's hard to see. Ronnie, are you talking? If you're looking for, are you the one asking for the radar? Okay. If you don't have Radar Scope, that would be the app I suggest for you. Otherwise, there really is there's really no other app for your phone that would be a recommendation, honestly, besides Radar Omega, but that's a little bit more of a learning curve. So I would just stick with Radar Scope for your phone. Tony says we are all going to die. Nah, we're not going to die.
I don't think so.
We're not going to die. We got you guys covered.
Yep.
These storms are producing gusty winds that could be severe. So they may blow over your trash can, take down some trees, but overall not really producing tornadoes or anything like deadly type of storms. Like these are just going to be your storms you guys got to not take shelter, but make sure you're inside at least, which everybody should be at this time of night. And then just hunker down until these storms pass you. In the event of tornado warning here, if we do get anything issued here, obviously take shelter. But for right now, it's just going to be some gusty winds that could be severe for you.
Nathan's asking, how's Terre Haute? It looks like Terre Haute is just starting to see some of the heavy rain and probably some gusty winds with this now. About to be on the back side of these storms. Yeah,
I'm going to say you guys should be good there in Terre Haute in about 5-10 minutes. Do you hear the alert coming in here, Ben, or is it just me?
I can't hear it.
Okay, no. Good thing too.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to change that.
Oh, there's a new severe thunderstorm warning just popped up further east of Elnora. That includes Newberry, Worthington, Lagutee. Those are some of the cities that are in the area. Moving east at 50 miles per hour, 60 mile per hour wind gusts. Wind damage has been reported in Knox County.
There we go. All right, so that's going to be this box right here. It's going to expire in about an hour. I just got a report now, 2 reports coming in here. One in Vincennes of emergency management, saying reports of trees and utility lines down in Vincennes. So there was wind damage in Vincennes. That's going to be Knox County, which is probably what prompted that new warning. And then also there's a report here just south of Sullivan from a 911 call center that measured 60 mile per hour wind gusts. So that storm is moving into Greene County, Linton, Lyons, Worthington, Bloomfield, Newberry areas in Greene County on tap there for some really gusty winds. all on this line, really. Davies, Martin, Greene counties, as well as Pike and Warwick counties, Vanderbilt County as well. You guys are on line for some severe gusty winds, likely in the next half hour, depending on where you're at. You're hearing a high-pitched noise. Do you know who from? I don't hear that.
Yeah, I don't hear the high pitched noise.
Now, once you guys get behind this line, so areas like Sullivan here, the main part of the line is past you to the east. So Sullivan, while there's still going to likely be some lightning and thunder, maybe some rain, likely rain, should I say, maybe some thunder as well. The main threat has passed you. So you're going to be in rain for about another half hour or so, but the main concern is past you. So once this line does pass, the worst of it is over. I do want to say, though, there is a couple cells popping up behind it, although I don't expect these to be severe.
Taking a measurement of where the band of wind is right now, this storm's moving east at roughly 50 miles per hour based on severe thunderstorm warning. So it's likely going to get towards the other side of that warning in about 30 to 40 minutes, I'd say.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too when they first issued it. It said for an hour, 60 minutes. I'm like, it's going to cross there pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to point out a few things here along this line. We're starting to see increase of our wind here. There's an area here crossing 64 and 69 near Elberfeld. I'm not going to pronounce these tonight.
Elberfeld?
Yeah, I am. When I'm tired, I have a hard time pronouncing these things.
Yeah.
Just north of Elliott here, basically over I-69 and I-64 here. This is a pocket of likely 70 plus, maybe 60 plus, close to 70 mile per hour wind showing up on radar here. And this is only about 600 feet off the surface. So this is likely reaching the ground here. I would expect them to issue a downstream warning here further towards Jasper, Dale, St. Marie. I'm not gonna even try. Boonville, Linville, Chrisney, Huntingburg, Jasper, Birdseye, Ferdinand, Dubois County, Spencer County, Pike County, as well as Warwick County. This is heading your way, and it's looking like it's becoming more so mean in terms of damaging wind potential. I'm getting 66 on GR2. There's a spot of 70. There's a spike here of 80. So likely extremely strong winds heading in toward the Elberfeld area.
Mm-hmm.
This will likely pass this severe warning here as well. It's moving so fast. So
it's moving it's moving at roughly 60 miles per hour. So places in the path include EB in about 10 minutes, Hemingway 17 minutes, Gentryville 25 minutes, and then places such as Liberal and Kennedy in about a half hour. So those are some towns that might be in the path of that.
If you live in Dubois and Spencer counties, you currently are not under a severe warning, but this storm is moving quite quickly. So you'll likely be added to the severe warning here. And this storm does look like it is the strongest storm right now in Indiana. The only threat that I see at this point is damaging winds, although there's a very small potential of a spin-up tornado that may occur. The chance for that's quite low. That's what we're here for, monitoring for you. So if we do see anything, we'll let you guys know ASAP. Is there a watch out for these areas? I don't know if there's a watch or not.
I'll take a look.
I never got the notification.
Check the SPC.
No, there's not. Oh, there is.
There is a watch. Yep, downstream.
I never got that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we see on radar here, we see these brighter colors here. This one's kind of like yellowish, brownish, whitish type of color. That's going to indicate extremely strong winds. So it's surpassed the red color here. The red color is right around 40 or 50. We get into these bigger, brighter colors. That's really the winds that are really trying to whip here in the area. Got a new update here. Getting some pockets now of 70 mile per hour heading towards Stanley, Linville, Turpin Hill, EB, Greenbrier, Jarrett's. You guys need to be inside. That's going to be Caleb, Jeannie. And it looks like the main part of the storm has passed you there in Vincennes. So you are just in rain for now. Maybe some rumbles of thunder for you, but overall threat has passed you. Getting another report here just south of Vincennes of semi overturned on US 41 near Vincennes. So likely we had extremely strong winds moving through the area there near Vincennes. So as long as you're okay, Jeannie, you are all good for the night. The worst has passed you. Columbus, Indiana. Yes, we were talking about Columbus out here further. You are in the path of the stronger type of storms here, but it's going to reach you in probably about another hour to 90 minutes. Maybe a little bit sooner, depending on how fast these things move.
Got another severe thunderstorm warning for downstream of that storm that just went through Ebenfeld or Princeton area.
Okay, I see that. Looks like Spencer County just got the new warning here. So Spencer County, I'm assuming they're going to put Dubois County here as well very soon as well. But that is the area we were talking about here with these very bright colors of wind velocity is what we're looking at. This is moving in east very quickly toward Boonville, Huntingburg, Ferdinand, Dale, Linville about to get the worst of this.
The storm's still moving east at 60 miles per hour, so
I'm waiting for them to do Dubois here by Jasper. That's the only place they have not put a warning out yet, and they probably should. I'm waiting for them to do that. But we're getting reports all along this line. Let's go ahead and bring my other radar in here so I can show you guys a little bit better here. The reports here show up in like a little bit of a green box here. Let's go ahead and take the radar off the screen here. There's one up here by Farmersburg of several large trees down on Sugar Lane about 6 miles south of Terre Haute. One in Sullivan, some thunderstorm wind gusts, 60 miles per hour. One near Bicknell. This is going to be emergency management reporting 60 mile per hour gust. We had those reports in Vincennes of overturned semis and also power lines down. All the way down this line here, we have more wind gusts in Illinois here, 45 miles per hour measured, and also one here of large trees down in Lawrence County, Illinois. So this is a line of storms that is producing severe wind gust in relation to that. It's also bringing down trees, tipping trucks over, as well as knocking some power out. In fact, I could do this as well. We have a power outage overlay we can put on. I'll bet you it's going to light up here for a few of these counties. Not yet for Indiana, but I'm sure it will as reports fill in. I'm not sure how updated this is, but we'll keep an eye on that for you.
Zachariel's asking Muncie, Indiana, you are in the slight risk for severe weather. That's mainly for damaging winds. The tornado threat is really further southwest than where you're at.
There's a tornado warning in Kentucky. We do not cover Kentucky. I also don't see the warning in Kentucky. There's one over here in Missouri, but we cover Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Michigan, and Wisconsin. We don't cover those states further to the south. Unless we have like a really strong storm heading up from Missouri, sometimes we'll cover that. Or if it's just across the border of the Ohio River into Kentucky, we'll cover that as well. But overall, we don't really cover those, especially when there's a threat here in our viewing area. Dubois County just got added to that warning as expected here. So Dubois County, did you say that?
I did not say that. No.
Okay, I thought you, okay. That's just going to be for 60 mile per hour winds. Looks like this line might be trying to split up there by Washington a little bit. This is, I don't see an outflow boundary on this yet. Okay, there is an outflow boundary. I see now. There is an outflow boundary on this line of storms now, which usually means it's losing its strength, which is what we've been saying here. We can see it very closely. If you look closely here, just south of Evansville, this little lightish green color you see here, that is an outflow boundary is coming out of these storms. Now that means the main line is weakening, but as this outflow boundary pushes east-southeast, it can fire additional cells out ahead of this line. So we'll have to watch that closely here as some of those cells may be trying to be absorbed by the line. When we have storm mergers and stuff like that, we can get some funky things happening. But right now, this line is decaying. So we'll expect a downtrend here in severity as we continue eastward. I believe Caleb is shooting further to the south. We're going to go ahead and turn our spotter network layer on here so we can track Caleb. He'll be up here. I believe his dot is on. Where are you at, Caleb? He's delayed here. I'm sure he's probably on the highway. He might be on 65 going south, I'm going to assume, for right now. But this is about 14 minutes old. So he's probably driving south toward Indianapolis for this line of storms pushing up toward Indianapolis. And looking on the Indianapolis radar as well, we do have some indications of extremely strong winds along the leading edge of this line. We'll be watching that closely. I got to learn how to slow down and talk tonight. If you guys were watching earlier, I was live for about 3 hours or so for Illinois, so I am a little drained tonight. So bear with me as I try to stumble over my words. Oh, yeah, check that out. Off the airport radar, we're getting extremely strong winds here.
Wow.
60 miles per hour. Yeah. I'm getting another report here of 60-mile-per-hour winds coming out of the Oaktown, Indiana area. Let's go ahead and try and take the terminal radar here, see if I can get a location on these. No, that's not it. Interesting. So the terminal Doppler radar is still saying that these winds are about 5,000 feet off the surface. So it's a little bit... That's funny. The airport radar is higher than the Indianapolis radar.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. All right, so we'll keep it on the IND there. This line is maturing, looks like, as it pushes towards Indianapolis. So we'll have to watch this a little bit closer here. Caleb is moving in for intercept. He's still up here, more so probably on Highway 65, I'm going to assume. Probably going to hop off and intercept this part of the storm here. Next about a half hour or so, I want to say, as he's push off into the Indianapolis metro area. Plethora of severe warnings still in effect here. Reading some of those counties off for you guys. We're looking at Greene County under the warning. Martin, Davies, or Davis. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. Davies, I'm going to say Davies. Dubois, Pike, Spencer, Warwick, as well as Vanderbilt. All of the counties I just mentioned are underneath a severe warning with wind gusts ranging from 60 to 70 miles per hour and hail up to 1 inch in diameter. Some of these warnings, they kind of vary. Some say penny-size hail, some say quarter. So general consensus is just 60 to 70 mile per hour winds, and then hail up to about a quarter inch or quarter size in diameter, which is about 1 inch in diameter. The heaviest winds right now appear to be moving into Boonville in Warwick County. Linville looks to be in the worst of it right now. Tennyson, Christney, Lamar, Dale, Holland. You guys are all in the path of the heaviest winds with this storm. Michigan tonight is just going to have some general rain and thunderstorms, Jordan. Appreciate it, Philip and Jessica. At this point, we're just kind of monitoring for new warnings, calling out some areas that need to have take shelter, should I say. Right now, there are no areas of rotation that we're seeing. Tornado chance on these storms is quite low. Right now, it just appears like a big wind bag, so to speak, of a lot of wind, maybe some hail with it. Getting a new report coming in from, looks like Princeton. Power outages are coming in as of 20 minutes ago by the source of public There's wind damage there in Gibson County near Princeton. Let's turn on our outage layer here and see if we get anything now. Oh, okay. So there is. We just can't see it because the radar's on it. So there are outages here. You just can't see them. Looks like, though, if you animate this, Ben, I don't know if you saw that or not, but it was a pretty healthy line here as it entered Indiana. But as it continues eastward, it kind of starts diving south and splitting. This
Yeah,
area
it's starting to break
starts diving
apart right
south.
in that.
Yeah. Well, that's great news.
Mhm.
It should lose some of its organization here.
Starting to move that out of that area, favorable instability.
There is some. Let's go ahead and do. Can I get a map here that's not going to be? That works. So the power outage layer here is in blue here. So we're getting areas here. 18,000 people in Gibson County out of power. Looking at this one here in Pike County, it says 250 out of power. Actually, sorry, 481 out of power out of 18,000. And then in this county, there's about 250 in Pike County out of power. So there is your outage layer. They are starting to come in here. But overall, the other areas of concern are going to be here. Okay, there's one in Knox County as well. 3,000 people up there in Knox County are out of power as well. All across Illinois here, these storms have knocked out power as they've traversed eastward. I did hear a new warning come in. Did you?
Yeah, that's not updated on my map just yet, but
It may have been out of state as well.
yeah.
Do have Caleb again with us. He is heading south, I believe, toward Indianapolis Metro. He'll be on the north side of this line here in about 30 minutes. Caleb, what do you have for us?
Yeah, right now, as you said, working my way south on 65. I'm going to try to position myself on the north side of Indianapolis for a couple of reasons. One, though these storms are under severe criteria right now, a lot of that stronger wind is aloft. I'm going to try to take some measurements of the pressure center of this MCV. So I'm going to try to probe the center of that.
Okay. Thank you, Caleb. Go ahead and take our radar back here. We'll go ahead and point that out where he's at. So we do have this line extending all the way up here towards Danville. If we animate it, you can see in the areas of the rain over here, just north of Charleston here. Watch this area close. You may be able to see a little bit of a spin there as these storms move east-northeast. That is called an MCV, a mesoscale convective vortex. And it does have potential here to potentially organize this line a bit better here on the north side heading into Indianapolis. So we're going to watch that as that develops here. It should remain pretty subdued in nature. But the MCV there, we never want to discount the MCV, the presence of one, because it can enhance shear and also can enhance lift to get storms up and going more so in terms of severity. So if you look closely, you can see some spinning there. That is the MCV. Watch that area closely here. Looking at the radar and the velocity, the MCV is definitely there. You can see it, although no rotation with this. It does enhance some of this wind here. So Brazil, Greencastle, along I-70 here into Indianapolis, this higher velocity is likely going to ride this all the way into downtown Indianapolis. So let's hope that it does not become severe. It is currently not severe, but it does have potential to with that MCV being present. If you guys haven't already, would appreciate if you guys smash the like button on the stream. Hitting like is free to do. It helps us out tremendously and also boosts the stream here in Facebook's algorithm and suggests it to more people who might be in the path of these storms. So would appreciate if you guys hit the like button for us. We would absolutely love it.
Is Noble County, Indiana safe tonight?
Is what county?
Philip is asking. Noble County. That is much farther to the north, just south of LaGrange, and including the Albion area. I think you guys are out of the threat zone for severe thunderstorms this evening.
Yeah.
General thunderstorms is likely what you'll probably be seeing. Also got a request for Grant County, the northeast of Indianapolis. You are in a slight risk for severe thunderstorms. The storms producing the main severe weather are just to the south, are pretty far to the southwest of that region. But nevertheless, there's a slim chance you might see some strong winds with these storms. But
Where was that at?
Grant County, northeast of Indianapolis. I think that's closer towards Marion.
DGen, I do not know where Ender Waller is. I cannot find that on
Yeah,
a
I
map.
cannot locate that.
Can you give us a county or something?
So Rush County, these storms are heading in your direction, but they are weakening as they approach that direction. So you still have the chance of seeing some strong winds with these storms as they approach.
Evansville is currently over the worst of it. So once this passes you, it'll be done. But you are currently in the worst of the storms here in Evansville. Actually, these might actually train over Evansville for a brief minute here. So you might be in the worst of this for a little bit here. It is warned here down here for 60-mile-per-hour winds, 1-inch hail. A lot of rain, honestly. And honestly, across Indiana today with these storms, heavy rain is likely. And we've already had a lot of rainfall across Indiana here. So any heavier rain is going to probably reiterate the flooding that's been ongoing across the state, even into Ohio as well. So you guys who are experiencing flooding or have previously in the past couple of days or week or so, you guys are probably more prone to flooding as well as more so localized ponding on roadways and stuff like that. Excuse me. So just be aware of that flood threat tonight as well into the morning hours as well. Vince's is still under a severe watch until 2 a.m. They'll likely cancel that. There is a few storms forming back off to your west. I don't expect those to become severe. They're not currently. The environment is not supportive of severe weather over here in Illinois. These storms basically are taking the storm fuel with them as they go east. So could you see some more rain and storms later? Possibly. Will they be severe? Unlikely. Looking at the lightning here as well, looks like it's on a downtrend. This part of the line doesn't have much any lightning anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the weaker the lightning is on any type of given storm, it's usually an indicator that the storms are starting to lose strength. So that's a good sign.
That's an awesome sign. I do want to point this out too, because it is in our coverage area really quickly, although we're not covering Illinois tonight. We do have a tornado warning here over just toward Carbondale for Jackson, North Union County, near Grand Tower. And that's going to be moving toward Panoma. This is going to be indicated radar, radar indicated rotation. Doesn't look too impressive on velocity. It did look pretty impressive there for a brief scan there, and that looks like it's trying to weaken back out. So not hanging out too long there, but again, that is a tornado warning there for that county of Jackson and North Union in south western Illinois. Still pockets of extremely strong wind here, about to enter Jasper. We're getting radar indicated winds around 60 to 70 in this area, all on this line here between 50 and 70 or so, depending on your exact area. So this is going to be moving into a couple counties out ahead of this are going to be Orange County, Crawford County, and also Perry County, Lawrence County as well. Monroe County on deck for this, Morgan County potentially. No warning up that way toward Morgan and Johnson counties, but this could become severe up there with that MCV supporting these storms as they approach Indianapolis. Where are you at, Caleb? I lost your dot, buddy.
In and out of service. I am actually heading east on 52, which is a split off of 65. This will take me north of Indianapolis towards the I-69 interchange. Something to note, though, if you are in Cloverdale, those winds are just below severe criteria, probably right around the 50 to 55 mile per hour range. You're on the south side of that mesoscale convective vortex, which is just a fancy term for an area of surface low pressure on the north side of the storm complex. What that plume is called is actually called a rear inflow jet, or an RIJ. Essentially, that is just a slingshot of stronger winds aloft getting pulled down. So occasional wind gusts approaching severe criteria would not be out of the question along the highway there between Cloverdale and Indianapolis. But right now they are just above the surface. So some stronger winds may occasionally mix down, but right now they are below severe criteria.
And that's riding pretty much exactly right on I-70 into Indianapolis here. Looking at the latest scan off of the Indianapolis terminal radar, that is about roughly about, I'm going to get a foot here, or a height of the radar beam. Roughly right around 2,000 to 3,000 feet, we're getting reports of right around 40 to 50 miles per hour. So like Caleb just said, it's not too far. Actually, no, it's about 700 feet. About 700 feet off the ground. So these are likely going to be some gusty winds here, but as Caleb said, just below severe limits. Robin, Michigan is not in a severe threat tonight, but you may have some showers and storms moving in between now and the morning hours. Nothing severe, though. Chance of zombies, just kidding, need to laugh. Yeah, we're going to talk about zombies tonight. Woohoo. Watching from Milford, Quasco County. Probably just butchered that name. Half family in Evansville. So yeah, Evansville down here. In the worst of it right now, there is a warning there for 60 mile per hour winds and 1-inch hail. And these storms are moving east to west, or sorry, west to east. So they may be over Evansville for a longer period of time here, just because of the way this line is positioned here off to the east and west. It's more so east-west position, not north-south. So it's going to be training over Evansville. I'd be concerned about flash flooding if you're in Evansville right now. Mm-hmm. But I also want to point out really quickly here, we do have that outflow boundary coming out of the storm here, and that means it's weakening. But what that's also doing, if you guys have noticed, is spiking off these little tiny blips of showers and storms out ahead of this line. That's usually caused by that outflow boundary. And as these get pushed outwards, we're going to have likely more pop-ups. But luckily, those are going into into Kentucky. So not have to worry about those. Looks like the most area of impressive velocity is past Evansville for one. So just should be some heavy thunderstorms there, maybe some gusty winds occasionally. The heaviest gust front is past Evansville, so the worst is past, but there is still storms to your west that are going to train over the area. The worst of the wind is going to be from Jasper. That's going to be in the county of Du Bois down into Spencer County near Boonville. That's going to be the worst of the winds here. We're seeing pockets of 60 to 70 mile per hour winds, likely going to be closer to 50 or 60 on the surface. So if you are in these warnings, radar is indicating that these winds are quite significant. We're getting a lot more reports coming in out of Evansville here. We have a 56 to be exact, mile per hour gust on a stationary mesonet. We also have a report of 1-inch size hail from a trained spotter in Darmstadt, which is just north of Evansville. We have a report of 49 miles per hour on a gust of a mesonet, ASOS mesonet, which is a what appears to be an airport mesonet, which is good to know that we have one there. So just below severe criteria in Evansville right now, but we're still borderline criteria. Criteria for severe is 58 miles per hour or higher on the wind speeds. That'll ignite the severe warnings. Other than that, we have a couple other reports here. Petersburg, we have a report of dime-size hail. I also have a dime-size report here in Oakland City, as well as a penny-size hail as well.
Roxanne's asking about Westfield, Indiana, just north of Indianapolis. Currently, the storms that are heading your way are not severe warned, but they are. There is a burst of, I would say, wind gusts of about 40, 50 miles per hour indicated by radar heading towards Indianapolis. So expect some gusty winds, some thunder and lightning. Currently not severe warned, but we'll be watching it as it approaches.
And here it is on radar here. This is a pocket down here near Greencastle, pushing up into the Indianapolis metro area, riding I-70 here. So it'll be in your area about probably about another hour or so, give or take. Caleb, where's your spotter dot at? I don't see you anymore.
Sometimes it lags here. Still on 465, north side of Indianapolis here. As soon as I get onto I-69, I'm going to exit just north of the city and get in position for this MCV moving across.
Oh, so you're just south of Fishers right now.
I am just south, coming up the Fishers.
Okay,
my location is lagging on radar, but I believe I am just ahead of where my last dot stopped.
I hate to tell you, Caleb, but you're not on the map. You got wiped out.
I'm alive, I promise.
I don't see you on here, dude. Am I missing you? I don't see it on here.
I might try to turn it off and turn it back on to see if.
Yeah, I don't see you. Last known position that you're up at Frankfurt, you're not there.
No,
I got Robert Harris. I got Ryan Chandler. That's all I got in your area.
I'll try turning it off and turning it back on to
All right. I'll
show
watch
the
for
world
you.
that I am alive and I have not wiped out the map.
His truck is driving himself. He is officially wiped out. No, I'm kidding. He's there. He's just his spotter dot. We have radars and equipment here that can report to this map. It'll show up as a green dot or a yellow dot, depending on how often you update, so we can get the exact positioning where he is in relative to the storm. So he's somewhere up here between Zionsville and Fishers on 465, heading towards the I-69 exit. He's going to hop off there and wait for the storms.
Got a special weather statement on a little prefrontal, just south of west of Salem. Special weather statement for wind gusts of 40 miles per hour, pea-sized hail, and a new severe thunderstorm warning that includes cities such as Bedford and Bloomington.
Monroe and Lawrence counties.
Monroe and Lawrence counties. 60 mile per hour wind gusts.
Awesome. And these storms are still moving, according to the warning here, at 40 miles per hour.
So they're slowing down.
Let's see about that here. The north side might be, the north side became detached, so it's a little bit slower there.
Mm-hmm.
The south side's picking up speed, though. Although it is still breaking apart, which is great news. So this should be on the downtrend here.
Mm-hmm. So the main line of winds is moving east at 40 miles per hour, and it's about 24 miles from the east side of, is that Monroe County that Bedford's in? I'm not really.
Bedford is in Lawrence County.
Okay, so Lawrence County. On the other side of Lawrence County, it's about 24 miles away from that, so it'll probably be across Lawrence County in about half hour.
Maybe Jackson County on the other side of Lawrence, as well as Washington and Brown counties. Pushing over toward I-65 towards Seymour and Columbus here next probably hour or so. No, Christine, this is not a Michigan threat tonight, although you could have some rumbles of thunder and some rain overnight. No severe threat up there for you.
My spotter dot should be back on. I turned it off, turned it back on, and see if you can find me.
Here you are. There's Mr. Ivins.
Yep, just
Between Zionsville and
right on
Fishers.
465.
I'm actually
Five.
I'm quite familiar with that area, actually. I was going to move down there about a few years ago, but did not. Zionsville and Fishers and Carmel's are nice areas.
If you like roundabouts.
Yeah, that's for sure.
I don't know what it is with Carmel and roundabouts, but that town makes me dizzy if you're not on the highway.
Can't confirm.
I do want to reiterate, though, if you are in northern Indiana tonight, north of especially I-70, the severe risk is quite low as of right now, but it is transitioning into a heavy rain threat. Would not be surprised to see some renewed flooding north of I-70. Just those soils have been saturated over the past week and a half. So be prepared for ponding and some heavy rain on your commute to work tomorrow. Watch out for some heavy water.
Do want to point this out as well. We have a new thunderstorm warning, severe warning here for Orange County as well as Crawford counties. I don't believe it's in here toward Washington just yet, but it'll likely be extended here in a couple of minutes here.
It also has a tornado possible tag.
Does it?
Yeah.
Whoops. What in the world just happened? Oh, that's what happened.
Okay, look at the velocity here.
Where is? Oh, we're on the KVLX radar here. So we just transitioned over into a new CWA. So they're likely monitoring that potential here. This is going to be out of Louisville, Kentucky. So we crossed over from Evansville over to Louisville. So that's probably why they're getting that tag on there now.
Gotcha.
Oh, that cell, I want to highlight that cell up here by Salem as well. Going to take this radar back here from KVWX. Nope, that's not the radar. What am I on? Oh, I'm on IND. Oh, my goodness. There is a pocket here of some stronger winds with this cell heading up into Salem. It's a cell by itself. Not concerned with this for any like tornadoes or stuff like that, but there could be some pretty good sized hail with that. I believe we're seeing that very well reflected there. Yeah, there's your VIL products. So Salem, you have a pretty good storm heading your way. It could dump some hail. It's a pretty small storm. Hail shouldn't be that large. Maybe up to quarters. Honestly, should remain about dime to penny size. We are getting radar indicated now of hail up over an inch. Would be curious if they warned that here for Washington County. But for Salem, you need to be inside. You don't want to get a hailstone on your head. But be heading towards Salem here. Moving more so northeast here at about 30 or so miles per hour towards Austin and Scottsburg, Vienna, New Salem, and New Liberty areas. But the fact that we have a bunch of cells popping out ahead of this, number one, it's going to take some fuel out of the atmosphere. Number two, that means that this line is still on the downtrend here. So, but when we do have these storms that begin to start merging with each other, that's what we got to watch closely, and that might be why they put that TOR possible tag on that. Regardless of any tornadoes, which is still a low threat tonight, the winds over Jasper, moving out of Jasper towards Tazewell, French Lick, and Leopold, they were in between those areas, English, Marengo. The winds on these storms are showing up right around 50 to 60 miles per hour. So still quite a significant threat here for gusty winds along the leading edge of this line. All the way basically from South Indianapolis all the way down to the Kentucky border to Evansville. Pictures posted earlier from North Evansville did turn out to be a tornado. John, if you could send that into the page I'm not sure if you're watching from Indiana Storm Network or if you're watching from Great Lakes Network, but either way, send it in to us if you can. Take a screenshot of it if you have a picture. Send it in to us. I'd be curious to see that. You can do so here directly on Facebook. There should be an option to message us on the page. If not, you can use the email greatlakesscn@gmail.com. Nothing in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Up there, just some scattered thunderstorms for you. Not going to worry about any severe weather up there. Roxanne, for Westfield area, you're talking like Indianapolis. I believe you already answered that, but I'll answer that again. Westfield should be on the, I believe it's going to be on the east side of Indianapolis, if I'm not mistaken. I thought you were one of the suburbs there. I don't see that, though. Caleb, do you know where Westfield's at?
I believe it's just outside Indianapolis.
That's what I thought.
The biggest risk there, regardless, is going to be some gusty winds, maybe 35, 45 miles per hour and heavy rain. If you're around the Indianapolis metro area, maybe some pea-sized hail. But other than that, winds 35 to 45 miles per hour seems to be the story of the night for that area.
We're in a bit of a radar gap here. I think this one has a good look on it still. I think we'll just keep it right here at Evansville. Where are you guys tuning in from? Let us know in the comments. We are relaxed a little bit here so we can have some conversations. Be curious where you guys are watching from the region. Let us know. If you haven't already, hit the like button in the stream. We would appreciate that. It is free to do, and it helps our page out significantly. It also boosts the Facebook algorithm and helps people who are not aware of this threat. Facebook will suggest the stream to them. Just got a new tornado warning here for Illinois somewhere, although I don't see that on this map.
Yeah, I don't see that on mine.
Although
They
I just got the
extended
notification.
the special weather statement for Salem with that one storm that's ahead of the main line.
Okay, take a look at that real quick here. That storm that was producing, or what we thought to be producing some good sized hail, did get extended with a special weather statement. The statement suggests half-inch hail and wind gusts up to 40. Did you just say that, Ben? Am I repeating you?
Yeah, we're all good. It's all good.
I'm tired. I'm
No, you're good.
Westfield just moved here. Holy Winds, Batman, Lamar, Indiana, Spencer County. Let's find you here. Spencer County. Let's go
Yep,
all the way
Spencer
down.
County is on the southern border of Indiana.
So we're talking winds here. Likely, how far are you away from the border here? You are 2 counties up. Nope, you're actually on the border. Okay.
4 counties in on the
I
west
see it
side.
here. Just trying to get this Rockport area. Where are you at? You're here somewhere. Leopold. Okay, here you are. Are you laughing at me, Caleb?
No,
Oh yeah, your winds down there are definitely cranking up there. So radar is indicating here in Rockport, right around. Where'd you say you were? Spencer County. Yeah. So winds right here are between 60 and 70 miles per hour from Rockport all the way up here to all the way across this line, really. But in Spencer County here, all the way up to Ferdinand. So what do you estimate the winds to be there? Just out of curiosity. Talking 30, 40, 50, 60. What are we thinking? Got a new report coming in of wind out of Huntingburg. A dispatch reported tree in the roadway on State Route 64, 2 miles east of State Route 161. Time estimated from radar to be 10:42 Eastern. So about 20 minutes ago. Although you guys down there might be on Central Time, if I'm not mistaken, down by Evansville. Glenwood here, Rush County. Welcome to the stream, Tanya.
So severe thunderstorm warning continues for the southern half of Orange County. It's interesting, the northern half of Orange is also not under severe thunderstorm warning, probably because the velocity readings on radar don't really point out. Still might be wise to seek shelter if you're in the northern portion of Orange County, though.
It's kind of weird how it doesn't even connect there.
Yeah.
One note I'll make is I have lost a lot of the CG activity I had earlier. I don't have those positive CG strikes on the ahead of the storm anymore. So that's a sign of weakening.
Yep.
Which is good news.
Also,
at least.
yeah,
Go ahead.
Yeah. Other good news is that on radar here, the MCV is actually pulling north and becoming detached. So that'll take an energy component away from that storm complex. So that's also encouraging.
That's severe thunderstorm warning for Lawrence and Monroe counties. It's about halfway into Lawrence County at this current moment, making its way northeast once again at about 40 miles per hour.
Sorry, I'm just kind of checking some Twitter stuff to see if there's any reports of damage
you're all
coming
good.
in. We utilize multiple ways to process information for you guys.
Sean and Jason Killebrew said gusts may be around 40 to 50 miles per hour in Lamar, Indiana. Rain and pea-sized hail. Central Spencer County. Thanks for your report.
Yeah, we'll go back here and check Vincent's for you, Jeannie. Vincent still is in the backside precip of this, which could contain a lot of lightning. I don't see much in the way of lightning here. I just see 1 or 2 strikes, but that doesn't mean it could not be happening, or it's not happening, should I say. You also do have some other storms here, showers and storms off to your west here. Not severe, but they'll likely push in here, maybe cause some thunder and lightning again for you. But again, not seeing anything on these storms that would indicate severe weather is, happening or likely with these. Yes, you can, Jeannie. Yes, you can. But I do want to point this out as well. Just kind of taking a look back here. Really not much I can uh, tell with damage or stuff like that from social media. But if I take my other radar here, we're going to see every report, every orange and green box here indicates some form of weather happening, whether it's a severe wind gust, a non-severe gust, or severe hail or non-severe hail. We're getting reports on this line here. Luckily, though, we're not getting much in the way of new reports. The latest one coming out of Dubois County, uh, that was that tree in the roadway on State Route 64. But that's the latest report that we've gotten via Spotter Network or via MPing, which is the two main ways we use to report weather. Otherwise, we're just getting a downtrend here in weather, in the severity of these storms. There does look to be a downtrend of this line here. We're not going to say severe threat is over because obviously it's not. We're still having some wind gusts here that are approaching severe limits, if not over severe limits. But overall, this threat should be on the decline here. Fulton, Indiana. What
Fulton,
county?
Indiana is
Okay.
further to the north of these storms. So, Calvin, looks like you're seeing some lightning up there. It looks like you're not really going to see too much in terms of damaging winds up in that area. Just probably some more of a heavy rain potential up there. That's just south of Rochester, if that's a city that's more prominent on the map. And places in these severe warnings are probably getting a good light show also, like such as Lawrence County.
I do want to point out that these storms or showers are actually approaching the Indianapolis metro here. We do have a couple of radars we can use here. The one that we're going to use is the airport radar because it's very close to the ground. We're getting these winds are non-severe, but they're still roughly right around 40 miles per hour, which is the speed that will fairly efficiently relocate your trash can into your nearest neighbor's yard. So if you are out in front of these storms in Indianapolis metro proper or suburbs, there's still time to hop outside and grab your trash cans and your loose objects that are still out and about in your yard and secure them. So this is one of your last warnings you have if you live in the Indianapolis proper or metro suburb areas. Now would be the time to do that as this gust front is coming into town. And it looks like here on radar we're getting roughly the strongest is right around 45 miles per hour. So not severe. Severe is 58 or over, but still 40 miles per hour will relocate your trash can.
Yo, Ryan,
Yes.
check out the CG bolt south of Wabash. That was a positive bolt there. Pretty certain. Look how far away that is.
I gotta find it first.
We're talking 30 miles away from the storm.
We're talking way up here. Where are you at?
Wabash County, just south of town of Wabash.
Take a look at the velocity just northwest of Mitchell, right on County Road 37.
Okay.
That's in Lawrence County.
This one?
Hold on. To south of Bedford. Just
that one.
Yeah. It looks. I mean, my radar image might not be.
What radar are you using? Oh, okay, right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of hard to really see it from here, but that's kind of what I'm getting on the velocity. Probably higher up in the atmosphere, but
yeah, I'm not really seeing that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if I can get some information on that. So we're looking down here by Bedford, Mitchell. We're looking at 5,000 feet from Indianapolis. We're looking at Evansville right around. Come on. Load up. Come on. Right around 6,000 feet from Evansville. Then from Louisville, we're looking at Come on. 4,000 feet. So Louisville is actually the closest to the ground. So that could be of interest there, Ben.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and take a 2-panel look on this. Hey, Caleb, look at the velocity south of Indianapolis, Bloomington, and Mitchell area. Check that out.
What radar are you guys using? You guys using Louisville's?
Yeah, it's
I'm
close.
using Louisville.
Yeah, closer to the ground. It's about 1,000 feet closer than any other radar.
Yeah, latest scan came in. It's latest update.
I can't tell if that's clear air or if that's a couplet there. There is some messier returns there, but there's also a CG spike there.
The latest scan keeps it there, Caleb.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is it showing on IND's radar, or is it shallow?
It's about 1,000 foot up. It's showing. There's an area there.
Mm-hmm.
It's a spike, but it's not like a couplet.
Right.
Oh man, the airport radar is just missing.
Just missing that.
That's too bad.
I almost want to say that's clutter just on the messier returns, but at the same time, this complex is acting as a QLCS, and you can get some spin ups, quickly on that. But
so area of interest, guys, is going to be just north of Mitchell. We're not quite sure if this is clutter or if this could be rotation here. It looks like it could be rotation, but it also looks like it could be clutter because we are getting clutter along this line. But right now, it's not warned. We don't exactly know if this is clutter. We're going to wait another scan or two. But for those of you who might be living in the path of this, again, this is going to be in the county of Lawrence County near Mitchell. Areas Buda, Pinhook, Tunnelton. Go ahead and at least be on alert here. We'll see if this is going to be...
hey, Ryan, look at ZDR.
I am looking at ZDR. It's a complete hole there. And it also could be a CC drop there as well. Check out your CC at 309.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. It actually correlates. But I'm not going to say the word yet because I don't know.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of hard to tell.
It is hard to tell. We're waiting.
Latest update still does show that latest velocity.
All right. Latest CC scan doesn't have anything.
No.
So we're gonna hold our peace for right
But
now.
there is, if you zoom in on reflectivity, there is a little notch, but at the same time, nothing definitive. What's the warning say? Is that Louisville CWA?
60 mile per hour winds. It's going to be from Indianapolis.
Okay.
So we're in good hands, Caleb. We know who's up there.
Yeah, definitely interesting.
Mm-hmm.
We'll watch that for a few.
He just dropped the severe warning for
The entire line.
portions of Orange County and Crawford.
The entire line just got dropped except that one area.
Mm-hmm.
So Lawrence County as well as Monroe County, Southern Monroe County, are the only counties in Indiana right now underneath that severe warning. Everything else has been dropped.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna take up GR2 here. There's a bit better look up there on this GR2 at least. We're gonna take Louisville here. We're gonna zoom back into Mitchell area here. Gotta find it again.
Take a cross section if you can.
I don't think it's gonna be loaded yet. It's gonna be about behind a few.
Okay.
What am I seeing with this one then? What am I even seeing with that? Okay, there it is. Wasn't updating. All right. I don't know, man. That looks kind of suspicious.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless, though, looks like this line is losing its severity, although I'm not exactly sure why they're not warning this part of the line. About 600 feet off of the surface, we have wind gusts right about 60 miles per hour being indicated on radar here, but no warning in effect from the Evansville office. Not exactly sure why. The area is still there as well. It's hanging out. Oh, wait a minute. This is
Yeah,
old.
that's a.
This is
I think that's
way
an
old.
older run.
I apologize, guys. That is way old.
They just put a very large special weather statement on this line for wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour and pea-sized hail and frequent cloud-to-ground lightning. Moving east at 55 miles per hour.
That's a huge statement.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
That
just to-
rotation in Lawrence County is starting to really not be present.
No.
That,
It was interesting for a little bit there by Mitchell.
mm-hmm.
There may have been a little bit of debris there. Let's go ahead and look at it again. Doesn't really line up, though. Not really
Yeah.
at all. No, it doesn't line up. Counties included in that special weather statement. I don't know if you covered that yet or not.
I'm not.
Looks like we're going to go ahead and look at these here. So Orange, Washington, Harrison, and Crawford, as well as Perry counties underneath that special weather statement. But if this continues, Caleb, where are you at right now?
Right now, I'm on the north side of Indianapolis.
Your dot is gone again.
I'm Anderson.
Your dot is gone.
Anderson.
You're over here. Why does it have Anderson? Anderson's a huge area. It's on the east side, northeast side.
Mm-hmm.
Take a peek at this radar here out of the airport, looking at some wind velocities. Still spiking here, probably right around 40 or so miles an hour coming out of the airport. So these are still heading into the Indianapolis metro area. No warning in effect. I don't think it needs a warning at this point. The winds remain pretty subdued, but still 40 mile per hour winds, as we said before, will still relocate your trash can fairly efficiently.
And another thing too, you have wind amplification in between high rises and buildings. So don't be surprised if you get a surface gust down the street at 50 miles an hour.
Yeah, that's very true. What is your plan right now, Caleb?
Right now, I'm going to try to get in some rain and get some good lightning activity. Right now, the MCV is weakened enough to where anything north of I-70, the severe threat is probably for the most part over tonight.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to say 100% as there still could be a gusty wind risk, but that threat seems to be diminishing. So right now, I'm heading north, trying to get into that activity and maybe look for some bonding and some flooding as well. So.
Okay.
The MCV has also slowed down as it's moving north.
Still a good deal of lightning getting kicked out on that Lawrence and Monroe County.
Yeah, there is still some
Storm.
good lightning all along this. If I don't know if you have, do you have your radar pulled up by chance?
Mine?
Yeah.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Okay. Is it? I don't see it in here though.
Oh, I don't think I. Oh, I can put it in here.
Yeah, put it in here.
let's-
I'm about to use the bathroom here for a second. If you want to take over for like 2 minutes.
All right. Yep, I can cover.
Awesome. Thank you, Ben. I'll be right back.
Not a problem. All right, so again, just to catch everyone up that's in here, we do have a severe thunderstorm warning continuing for portions of Lawrence County and southern Monroe County. They just trimmed it off, so now the eastern side is under that severe thunderstorm warning. You can see there's quite a bit of lightning still embedded with this storm. Wind gusts at 60 miles per hour, moving east at 50 miles per hour. So it's just about to cross the border into counties to the east of it, which would include Jackson County and Brown County, which has now just been given a special weather statement for wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour. And then there's that storm further to the south, down, including places such as Corydon, Hardensburg, Palmyra. Those places have a rather large special weather statement that expires in 23 minutes, wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour, and pea-sized hail. So we're watching this line of storms as it makes its way. It's getting in the rain associated with this, getting into the metro Indianapolis area. Areas to the north, likely the severe threat is diminishing quickly for you, but you will still see some showers and thunderstorms later on. Caleb is currently on the north side of Indianapolis, looking for some lightning. But the severe threat overall does appear to be starting to wane a little bit across southern Indiana. Take a look at velocity real quick. So again, the winds associated with these storms are now moving further into counties to the east, which includes Brownstown, Seymour. And again, the storm is moving east at 50 miles per hour. So if we can get a measurement on that from where the line of winds kind of is, that's going about 24 miles. It'll be 24 miles eastward, so it'll cross through this next set of counties within the next half hour or so. Again, that includes Jackson County and Brown County. That's continuing to progress further to the east.
Zoom in on this cell just south of Nashville, Indiana, which is southeast of Bloomington, Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
On that protrusion there, it's an SWS, but
Oh, I see that.
south of there, there's two little notches.
South of there?
There's a southern notch, yeah.
Okay.
Right there on that little protrusion there.
Okay, yeah, I kind of see that.
Winds are still parallel, but that notch is intriguing a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Keep our eyes open on that right there. Take a look at. Okay, yep, I kind of see I see that now. Southeast of Bloomington.
Might be some small hail in that core there.
Yep. So that's near, looks like Norman area.
Yeah.
Looks like everything got downgraded to a special weather statement.
Yep. They just dropped the severe thunderstorm warning just now and reissued a special weather statement for Lawrence County. Yep, these storms are starting to weaken and break apart. They'll still pack some gusty winds and lightning. But
Yeah, looking at mesoanalysis, this line is outrunning the instability. It was in an area of 1,000 joules, and it's now less than 500 that it's going into. So that's one of the reasons.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm seeing a new scan on that one location. Northeast of
near
Norman.
Norman.
Mhm.
Okay, I got you.
Yep. Keep our eyes on this area. Doesn't look very well defined at this current moment, but just an area of interest to keep track on.
New warning just came in down here for Harrison County as well as Crawford County, I believe, just north of
All right.
Louisville. 60-mile-per-hour winds
Right.
in effect there, and penny-size hail.
Oh, yep, there it is. Just appeared on mine as well. Yep, 60 mile per hour. Penny-size hail. Let's see if we can get a look at that on the Louisville radar.
Yeah, Louisville's actually really good on velocity. It's kind of like a QLCS look down there.
Yeah.
Watch the
Oh,
area
yeah.
close above Leavenworth or Leavenworth. Watch that
Yeah,
area
I can
close
see
where
that.
kind of dense there. Watch that.
Got a little kind of spot right here where you kind of got some.
Yeah, just north of 64 there. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Julie, I don't really know what's going on with my spotter dot. It's not wanting to stay on for some reason.
Watch this area still northeast of Norman as well. See if we can go back to Indianapolis. Get a look at. Again, watching two spots right now for the potential for some stronger wind gusts. That includes this area right up here near Brownstown, and then we're also watching this area down here just west of Corydon. So I think the latest velocity just came in on this one up here. Still showing that a slight notch north of Leavenworth. Not looking as good though. Again, this storm, which county is this again?
What county are we looking at?
Check it. The southern one, the southern storm.
The one that's warned is going to be Harrison and Harrison, Crawford, as well as Floyd and Clark counties now, as well as southern Washington. So it's a 5-county warning. Mainly going to be for Harrison. That's the bulk of it, and also Crawford right now.
Gotcha. Yeah, so that storm is moving east at roughly 50 miles per hour. You can see on velocity here, kind of the main location of the wind is kind of in this region here, pushing its way off to the east. So if we can get a little bit of a distance measurement on that from here off to the east, kind of see it's about 26.7 miles from the edge of the warning, moving at about 50 miles per hour, which means it's roughly a half hour from reaching the edge of the warning if it continues at that same rate. Then you have this northern cell that we're also watching that currently is not severe warned but has a special weather statement on it. This is currently the severe warned cell. Okay, let's take a look at reflectivity on this storm. You can kind of see what it's looking like. There's a lot of broken convection out ahead of this line also. So that means for those of you that are in this severe thunderstorm warning, you might start to see some rain and some lightning prior to the arrival of the main brunt of the wind. So something to keep in mind there. And then further north, you can see that there's thunder and lightning going on north of Indianapolis. These storms are not severe, and they likely will not become severe. Not really in a favorable environment to continue to intensify. The instability is also weakening down here further to the south, so these storms have gradually been weakening. We started on the western side of Indiana with severe thunderstorm warnings all along this line. Now we just have one that we're primarily watching.
It's a large one at that too. We have 5 counties in that. I'll name those off really quickly here. Harrison's gonna be the biggest county, about to be impacted by that. Crawford County, the storm's moving out of your area. Perry County also included in that, and then as well downstream, Floyd, Clark, and Washington counties also included in that warning. Looking at velocity, there's a couple interesting features there that could
Take a look.
bear
Good
some
doing.
watching. It's not like anything that says, "Hey, look, there's a possible tornado," but like it's meeting close together there, where things could try to tighten up very quickly. So
Mhm.
bears watching.
Yep. So what you guys are looking at right now is kind of a dual pane view. On the left side, you have the reflectivity, looking at the lightning, and then on the right side, we're looking at the velocity as well. Basically, the change in the winds, different portions of the storm. We're kind of watching this area for the potential for a little bit of rotation to possibly develop.
Yeah, the reds and greens are the colors of the wind directions. We're looking at the red colors are winds moving away from the radar site, then the greens are moving towards. So on Ben's map there, the green colors are going toward the radar site because he's using the one out of, I'm assuming, Louisville there.
Yep,
So
Louisville.
that's to the right on the screen. So and the winds on the right, or sorry, the winds on the left are moving towards, the winds on the right are moving away. So when we get those meeting together,
Mhm.
that means we have some rotation with that.
Mhm. So that's what we'll continue to monitor with this severe warning, as well as the damaging wind gusts that could occur. Again, getting a little bit of a rough look at some of the wind speeds coming out of here. See 50 mile per hour, getting close to 50 miles per hour just southeast of Leavenworth, and then going further back. As you get further away from the radar site, the height of the radar scan does tend to increase. So some of these, regardless, some of these winds are potentially reaching the surface.
Hey, Ben, I'm going to take my radar back just for a
All
second
right.
here. I do want to highlight this area up here in Indianapolis. We are getting some indication that these winds are strengthening as they move into the downtown area, up to 50 now on the airport radar, but also the IND radar is right here. These storms are pretty much on top of the radar, and the winds here are roughly about 50 or so miles per hour. So would not be shocked if they decide to go for a warning for downtown Indy, although these winds do appear to be just below severe limits, but they do appear to be quite gusty because these are so close to the radar here. When you're close to the radar, the beam is really close, so there's basically surface winds going on here. In fact, I can tell you how many feet that's off the ground, but it's probably less than 50 at that location. Let this load in here real quick. So the winds, the radar site there, we're looking at 71 feet, about 71 feet off the ground. Winds are about 50 miles per hour. So 58 miles per hour is severe. These are
Kind of
just,
surprised there's not a special weather statement on that.
yeah, me too. I'm getting these, I'm getting areas of 52 now, 53. So quite interesting.
Yeah, and keep in mind again, winds can be amplified or redirected by high rises and structures. So don't be surprised to get a higher gust down the street. So
Yeah, I'm a little shocked there's not a special weather statement too there, Caleb. I'm a little bit confused on that.
Devon Terre Haute, Indiana, I would say, is in the clear at this point. The line has passed through you guys, and there's really not much more that these storms will have to, any more developing storms behind it will have to work with. So
I just replied to his comment too he commented on the last
really?
post we made too. I just said as he commented here.
Yeah.
Sorry, Devin. I saw your comment there. I was gonna try and get to you there. Ben beat me to it though.
And if you guys have any storm reports, feel free to put them in the chat or send us a DM if you can do so safely. We'd love to see or hear what you guys are seeing, where you guys are located at.
Absolutely. Caleb, I don't see you back on the map here. Where's your approximate location with this?
Muncie area right now. Heading north of the MCV, into these showers here, seeing if I can get some decent lightning here and look for ponding here.
You say Muncie?
Yeah, coming up to 950 north.
Okay. Low-key wondering.
I didn't expect that line in Indianapolis to do that.
Yeah, me neither.
That's why I decided to abort that. Kind of regretting that decision now.
I was gonna say you're right there too.
Yeah.
Winds here in downtown Indianapolis, roughly between 40 and 50 miles per hour, likely closer to 50. Given that this is so close to the radar site, the beam here is detecting these winds only a few hundred feet off the ground, so likely that they are reaching the surface here. So if you are in downtown Indianapolis, you guys are likely experiencing some pretty gusty winds, maybe even borderline severe criteria here. This is downtown Indianapolis right now, so rural areas here, not rural, but suburb areas around Indianapolis, like Warren Park, Lawrence, Meridian Hills, Fishers, Spring Lake, Beech Grove. You guys are all in the path of this. It's not currently severe warned, but radar is indicating winds up to right around 50 or so, give or take 5 or so miles per hour. So we're right there knocking on the door of severe criteria. And also here further south along this line, we're watching this line closely. We don't expect there to be any tornadoes, but if they're going to happen, they're going to happen where these green and reds are meeting here. Just got an alert. I don't see any warning popping.
Looks like that went into Kentucky.
Okay. I'm shocked that they're not doing anything for Indianapolis.
Yeah.
I am too.
It's a large population there. About 200 feet off the surface, I'm getting 54 at max there, so roughly still about 50 or so miles an hour. And that was as of 3 minutes ago on the scan. Although they do have the NWS office there as well as the airport, so they do have ASOS measurements, so they may have just been underwhelmed by them. So they may just make that decision based off what they've seen so far on data that they're getting in real time there. But radar for sure is indicating that these winds are on the surface, so it's a little confusing, but they have their reasoning why they're not.
And they may just be a couple hundred feet off the ground and not mixing down too, so
Right.
you never really know.
Even though coming out of the radar there, Caleb, though, we're seeing those winds, as soon as they hit the radar, like literally 5 feet off the ground.
Yeah, I would be surprised if some of those winds are not reaching the surface. So
50 feet off the ground, 45 as it came out of IND.
yeah.
Not exactly sure, but again, this is over downtown Indianapolis here. Also, a few storm chasers that are here. We got Luke Zimmerman, David Hepner, Paul Price, Robert Harris. They are active, so if anything is severe, they'll probably report to NWS, so that would also alert them in that case.
Sullivan, Indiana, I would say you're pretty much in the clear. The thunderstorms have passed by you at this point.
Warsaw area, I'm not sure if you got that comment yet there, Ben, but Warsaw area is just some scattered rainstorms, no severe weather for you up there.
Mm-hmm.
I had a big gush of wind when the front came through in Greenwood, Indiana. Thank you, Wendy, for that report. Is Terra okay? You already got to that coming from Devin. Okay.
Kosciuszko County, you guys are north. Probably just going to see some moderate rain and some embedded thunder and lightning for your location.
Ooh. Check out that near just west of Corridon there, Ben.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
I see
watching
that.
Yeah, I'm
It
watching.
looks like the start of something that may be trying, or not trying, but may try to spin up there.
Yeah, on both sides of that rotation, you do have quite a bit of rain. So
Let's take a look at that real quick.
there's
Here.
just a little spot that's showing no rainfall there. Does look interesting.
Yeah, I'll have to get a GR2 on this and get this a little bit more so in depth.
Howdy, Drew.
Drew's in chat.
He's in chat. Med
What's up,
he
Drew?
just finished up reviewing for a med exam.
We're going to get some good lightning here now, Ryan.
Okay.
Nice. Oh, I can see that.
You want to take him full, Ben, if you know how to do that?
Yeah. Pull him up. You can see- on the left side of the screen, I saw a nice flash there.
I was going to say there, Caleb, get your windshield clear there for a second.
A lot of bugs are out tonight.
Oh, I believe it. They're bad up here. This is really hard to tell back here on the edge of this storm near Corridon, but there's a
Yeah.
ZDR drop, but also a CC that lines up with the velocity and radar here too.
Oh yeah, I kind of see that.
It's interesting. Here, I'll take this in full screen real quick here.
There's a flash. Yeah.
I have the sorry, Caleb, but I have the dot here, the square, should I say, it's set up on the edge of this there, and it is right there on the edge of the radar here. I think
Oh, yeah.
I think it's clear air, but it's right there.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll watch next scan as that comes in. Go ahead and take Caleb back. Oh, there's next scan.
Yeah, next scan coming through right now. Doesn't look as good on the next scan.
Not really. Let me zoom in here real quick here. And no. So back to Caleb here. Appreciate everybody. Wow. Appreciate everybody hopping on here and watching the stream, hitting the like button for us. It is late at night here, but we do have coverage of severe weather here in southern Indiana. Right now, we just have one large severe warning here. We do have the counties included of those. We'll go ahead and get those in a second here. Got to pull that up. 1 second here. We're going to be looking at the counties of Harrison,
There's a nice flash on stream there.
Floyd, Clark, Southern Washington, and then most all of Harrison counties are under that warning here. That's going to be for 60-mile-per-hour winds, and that's about it. Hey, Ben, check out the scan there from Central Indiana, or the town's called Central. It's just north of Abbott or Louisville radar site, north of Brandenburg. Tongue twister there. You see that?
Oh wow, yeah, I do see that.
South of Corridon, north
Yep.
of Mockport. That's
I
an
can see
area
that
to
right
watch.
now. Yeah, for sure.
Caleb, do you have hyperblinker syndrome?
I have aftermarket lights in the truck, and
Oh, that's right.
that's why. They blink normal, but on the instrument panel they hyperblink.
Got it.
Looks like a scan's about to come in on this one.
On the south
New
one.
velocity scan, yeah, on the south one. I'm watching it.
Ooh. Check out the one near White Cloud now, up by west of Corridon again.
Oh, mine hasn't updated yet. Let me see if I can get an update.
I'm on the
Oh, there it is.
1139 scan. Oh,
Oh yeah,
It just brought it out.
there's two spots.
Yeah, I see it. All right, guys, take the radar back here full. We're watching two areas down here in the as far south as you can go here in Indiana. Um, First spot's up here by Corridon. You have some of these red and green trying to meet together here. Nothing tight right now. Does bear watching. The second area I'm more so concerned about. Who is down here? William Penn. Don't know him. Down here, just to the west of. Okay, Tor possible tag now on this warning. Just want to mention that as well. This area right here near Central. We're seeing some signs here of rotation that could become a quick spin up here. We'll have to watch this extremely close. We're going to keep it right here. Actually, we're going to keep it on this area here, but I'm going to take my other radar here and zoom way in here. We're going to have a 4-panel look at this so we can track anything that touches down as soon as we know about this, if anything does touch down. But this is an area of concern here near Central. And we're going to have other radars in the background running for different areas, so we're watching both areas here at the same time. I do want to mention back up here near Indianapolis, those winds are still showing roughly right around 40 or so miles per hour. So you guys will likely still have some really gusty winds coming through downtown Indianapolis towards Lawrence, Warren Park here, as well as Cumberland area, up toward Fishers, Fortville, Maxwell, Greenfield, New Palestine, Stein, next couple of minutes. Waiting for the new scan here near Central. This is called the town of Central in South Indiana. So we're going to say Central Indiana, but it's not actually in Central Indiana.
Yep. And the storm's moving east at 45 miles per hour. So those two areas of rotation are moving eastward.
Waiting for a new scan still. We're about, there it is.
Oh.
That's so difficult.
Yeah, that's tough.
That might be because the velocity scan is old. This is 3 minutes old up here, so this might be.
So it might refresh in a second.
Yeah, we need a 340.
Wait on the next frame to load.
Yeah. The velocity is the only thing that didn't update with that.
Correct.
Okay, latest scan there on Omega loaded. It's nothing that I'm concerned about.
Yeah.
Maybe
There'll probably some gusty winds mixing down though.
There's the data scan. I mean, it's here.
It's
Look
got
at
an inflow notch, but
look at this. I mean, I don't know if you can see the radar on the screen there, Caleb, but there is. It lines up perfectly, and it's just a bit of a CC drop there. It's not really a circular, what you look for, really, but it's definitely a drop of some sort that correlates to the radar and velocity.
I think if anything, there's some RFD mixing down there. That's probably the biggest concern that I have. There's nothing too definitive. Wow, that was a good CG.
That was yeah.
We'll go ahead and get Caleb back up here for your viewing pleasure. He's looking at some lightning near the Muncie, Indiana area. We'll leave him up there. We'll be watching radar back here. So if anything does catch our attention, we will let you guys know.
I'm actually by Marion, Indiana now.
I don't like how that CC moves per scan. Like it's something there. It's not just clutter. There's something there. It might be leaves or tree debris from the RFD, but there's definitely something on CC there that lines up.
Oh, there was a good one.
Hey Ryan, pull up IND's radar near
Ooh,
Oh,
nice
good.
CG.
Where at, Caleb?
Columbus, Indiana, just north of the SWS.
There's an SWS now?
North
Oh,
of the
okay.
SWS.
Oh, hello. We're trying to spin now, I see.
Nothing tight. Still running parallel, but there's an inflow notch.
Yeah.
Oh, I
It's-
see that. Hmm.
It's elevated.
Oh, I love that Ford ding. Do-do-do. Do-do-do. Yeah, if you look on the velocity scan, I'll send it to you here, Ben, but
Hmm.
I'm a little sus on that.
Yeah.
Usually when you have CC cluttering, it doesn't move with the radar or the velocity. This one does.
Right.
So it could be wind damage, it could be something else, but it definitely, to me, new warning just came in, severe. So this is going to be all the way into Louisville proper. This is going to be for Clark County. Looks like that's the only county that they put this under here. Just southern Clark County looks like. Underneath that warning, otherwise it's in Kentucky for Jefferson County, Kentucky, and also looks like it'd be Oldham County as well as Shelby, Spencer, and Bullitt County. So if you guys do happen to be watching from Louisville or know people who do live in Louisville, give them a heads up. This warning is going to be for 60-mile-per-hour wind, penny-sized hail, as well as a potential for a spin-up tornado. Although that chance is low, we are seeing some signs that this line is at least trying very poorly attempting at least to produce a tornado. Nothing really has caught our eye just yet, but it does bear watching as the threat is there. It's just low. No, this is nowhere near Jackson, Dragon. You're fine up there in Michigan. Just some scattered rain showers up there for you. No severe weather. Could hear some thunder, but not severe. Take a look over here in Michigan right now. It's just some light rain there. I don't even see lightning. The closest lightning strike right now that I see is down closer to Fort Wayne. So. Good lighting there. Love it.
Mm-hmm. Good flashes popping up.
A few good CGs as well.
Yep.
I thought you were outside, Caleb. I thought you left the car.
The wind is down.
Yeah, I can see that scan just north of Columbus still kind of has that inflow notch in it.
Yeah, very broad there though.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, we're not expecting tornadoes tonight
Mhm.
at this point in the night. So
Unless you're very far south near Louisville, that's the only area that I would have a concern for. But that's about to enter into Kentucky anyway.
Yeah.
I was able to photograph a few of those CGs.
Nice.
A couple crawlers in there too.
Mhm.
Try to cut north and get a little closer here.
Where are you at, Caleb? Approximate location?
In between Fairmount and Gas City.
We're gonna put a banner on here for you.
Working my way back home, but also enjoying the lightning show.
Oh yeah, looks really good.
Yeah.
I'd kill to get out for some lightning. I hope I get some overnight tonight. I think, Ben, you have a better chance than I do over here on the east side.
I am
Yeah.
working my way back to I-69, and that'll take me back north where a lot of these cells are at currently. A really nice thunderstorm just north of Gas City outside of Marion there. That's where all my CGs have been generated from. So,
Oh, hey, Caleb, check your messages on Facebook if you got a second. Just out of curiosity, I sent you a message there.
yeah, let me pull off here.
No big deal if you don't want to. It's fine. Nothing pressing.
Yeah, that is interesting.
We are 5 likes away from hitting 100. So can 5 people watching hit the like button for us? Be our first stream to get about 100 likes on it. That'd be amazing if we can get there. I'm sure most of you watching have already pressed that like button, but if you guys haven't already, please do so. See if we can get to 100.
Yep. Smash that like button.
Drew says it's going to be interesting to see how many tornadoes get confirmed in Illinois, and NWS has only confirmed 1. So, Drew, I'm not sure if you were here earlier, but there's at least 4, possibly more, that we have that have actually touched down via CC drop or on somebody's stream. So, at least 4, but there's likely a few more, probably closer to 7 or 8 total. I'm going to say, would be my guess. Wendy says, where for the tornadoes? They were over towards St. Louis area and points northward. Just outside St. Louis in Madison County near like Edwardsville, Belleville area. There's also one up in, what county was that? I'll find it here for you. Montgomery, Macoupin, those areas in Greene counties. They had at least 1 or 2 there as well. But that was much earlier.
To start hearing the rain on my roof here in Michigan.
Yep, I cannot wait to measure some more rain. I'm in love with my automated rain gauge. Like
That's nice.
The weather nerd in me just loves staring at the data.
Yeah.
Looking at this line, though, it is about to cross into Louisville. It does appear to be quite weak on the Louisville radar here. We'll have to wait a few minutes for it to cross over to get a better idea of what it's doing. But for right now, it's about to cross over into Kentucky. So the only areas of concern now in Indiana that are currently not warned for anything or not even statemented for anything is going to be this gusty rain shower line with some embedded lightning from Noblesville, Fishers, down here toward Greenfield, Shelbyville, all the way down to Columbus, pushing east into Ohio. The severe threat with these is quite low at this point. If there's going to be a severe threat here, it'll be for damaging winds. Very, very low chance here of a tornado being possible. I don't think that's really the case, or going to be the case, should I say. Although we have to mention it just because it is a threat. Although these storms should be exiting the best environment now and also over the course of the next half hour to an hour. So if you're watching from West Ohio, you should be good, but do expect some extent of thunderstorms later on, about an hour or so out, I'd say, from you guys on the Ohio border.
Noah says Washington County, Indiana right now is rocking. It looks like you're on the backside of that main line of wind, so you'll probably just be dealing with some rain and maybe some occasional lightning.
Yep, a lot of lightning there near Salem. I'm assuming you're near Salem at least. Got some pretty populated area down there. But that gust front is off to your east now. So, what do you mean by rocking though? Are we talking lightning? Are we talking wind? What are you seeing down there? I do want to point this out as well. There's a couple areas along this front near Shelbyville. Go ahead and pull my radar back up here. There's a couple pockets here that does appear to be more so gusty. So maybe up to 40 or 50 mile per hour gusts with these. There's no warning. There's no statements on these suggesting they're strong, but radar could indicate that there could be some stronger pockets of wind here pushing east towards Newcastle, south of 70, actually just a little bit north of 70, really up here, maybe closer to 69, up toward Muncie, Anderson, Winchester, south. Some gusty winds there. Shouldn't be severe, but wouldn't be shocked to see a one or two more warnings before the night's over.
Noah says wind probably 40 or 50 mile an hour, nonstop lightning in Salem, Washington County area. Tanya's asking, where's this at? Right now we're watching just this line of storms continue across portions of southern Indiana, pretty much areas southeast of Indianapolis at this point. The main area that we're watching that still has severe warning is moving into Louisville, though, Kentucky, so crossing the Kentucky border at this moment.
And once that does cross over into Kentucky, I think we'll probably be good to hop off here. These storms have become sub-severe. The better environment is gone. There is still some potential for some wind gusts here. I just got a new alert. I'm assuming down here in Kentucky. Yeah, it looks like there's one down here in Kentucky across the border. So not worried about Indiana with that. But watching this area up here for some gustier winds possible.
Jasper, Alabama, Tanya. Thanks for checking in. So windy weather in terms of southern Indiana, southeastern Indiana, still rainy and with some thunder and lightning. Places in extreme southeastern Indiana along the Kentucky border, seeing some gusty winds extending also upwards towards Indianapolis. Checking out that area east of Hope.
Yeah. Could see a cell merger there. Next about 15 minutes or so near Greensburg.
Oh, yeah, I see that.
But there's also a little bit of a, not a hook, so to speak, but this scan trying to broaden that back out. So once this warning expires in southern Indiana, we're going to look to hop off here soon. This warning still remains in effect here for the very far southeast portion of Clark and Floyd counties. Louisville proper in this warning as well for 60-mile-per-hour winds as well as 1-inch hail. Although the heaviest of the winds are still south here. Looks like south of Louisville, maybe even just west of Louisville. My directions are messed up, but going back up here toward Columbus, not seeing much of anything on the airport radars there. This line is pretty broken apart.
Mm-hmm. Bill's asking, when will these push into western Ohio?
We can actually tell you. Hold on. If we track this at roughly 40 miles an hour, roughly about an hour to an hour and a half, depending on your location. And that's factored about 40 miles per hour, which is right about what these storms are moving, if not a bit slower. Bring Caleb back up here. He has been getting some good lightning shots. He's on his way back towards his home base. Just looking at some lightning here. So we're going to look to end the stream here pretty soon. Hey, we hit 100. We hit 100 likes, guys. So thank you for that. Appreciate everybody who's hit the like button. So far across the region, we have a couple of reports of tornadoes out of Illinois today. Have not had any out of Indiana, but we have had damage as well as power outages across both states. The severe threat does continue at a low threat. Damaging winds is going to be the primary concern. Damaging winds are really only concern at this point, given that everything's kind of on a downtrend here. Storm fuel is gone. These storms are just kind of riding on the weakening MCV, which is just going to continue to weaken here. So could see some strong gusts still. Not too concerned here for a tornado happening, but it is a low chance as this line pushes eastward into Ohio. But it does appear to be quite weak in nature. Whoa, that was
nice.
That was a good one.
Mm-hmm.
That was cool.
Yeah, it was. Anything you want to add to that, Caleb?
Really just thank you for sticking with us tonight. And we look forward to seeing you guys on our next stream.
Yeah, luckily, though, we don't have any upcoming severe weather that we're kind of watching. So we should have a good break from severe weather, luckily. Although watching the end of April, as that does appear to be trending more so active in terms of at least rain, perhaps storms, maybe some severe weather in there as well. But again, details are going to be coming into focus. But end of April would be the next chance, I believe, for the region here. So we're going to wait until this warning expires, and we're going to hop off here, which it's about to expire here in the next 5-10 minutes. But I just want to say thank you again for myself personally. Thank you to Ben for hopping on here and helping.
Yeah, thanks for joining, everybody.
If you want to hop out, Ben, if you need to, go for it. I'm just going to wrap things up here.
All right, sounds good. I'll probably jump out.
Yep, you're good. Thank you.
All righty. Have a good night, everybody.
You too there. And then there are two. Just got a new special weather statement just got issued here. So statements are not severe storms, but they do highlight storms that could be strong. This is going to be for 50-mile-per-hour winds and pea-sized hail. It's going to be appears to be Clark County, northern Clark County, as well as southern Jefferson and Scott counties, basically on the Kentucky border. They're just north of the Kentucky border. Areas would be Charleston, Charlestown. That's about the only area I see here. Bethlehem, Otto, Saluda, Lexington. Pretty rural area looks like out there. But one warning in effect here as the storm continues to cross into Louisville, Kentucky. Some gusty winds still up here along this line, likely. Going to take Caleb back here full. Like I said, we're going to hop off here a moment. Oh, go ahead.
I'll try to get one more good CG for you guys, or one more intercloud lightning here. See if we can get one more for tonight.
That'd be nice.
We can end on that.
Come on, baby, light it up. Yeah, Bill, Northwest Ohio up there, just some scattered thunderstorms for you. Not expecting anything severe. Don't be shocked to hear a ripple of thunder tonight. Timing on that's over the next couple hours. Like, it's just going to be, should be more so subdued by the time it gets up there to you.
Hopefully we can get one more here for you guys. I'm trying.
We are determined, gosh darn it. What's up, Dane? We're just about to hop off here. Severe threat does appear to be quite over for the night. Although some areas of pockets of gustier winds are still possible, overall threat is ending. There we go. It's awesome.
Again, guys, I just want to say thank you for following along, and we look forward to seeing you on our next live stream.
Looks like our next severe chance is going to be probably towards the last couple days of April. So we'll be keeping an eye on that time frame. We're not going to say exact details when. We can't really do that this far in advance. But for those of you guys who are asking or wondering in chat, next severe chance comes later in the month, probably the last couple of days. So With that being said, this storm is now crossing into Kentucky. That is severe, so we are not going to worry about that anymore. Across the state, whether you're in Indiana, Ohio, or southern Michigan, some thunderstorms are likely. The only area that I'd be more so concerned about for a severe storm or two would be in eastern Indiana and perhaps the very extreme counties there in western Ohio. But right now, this looks quite disorganized, but there are some pockets of gustier winds in this line that may produce some stronger areas of wind, which shouldn't be severe, but they could be. So don't be shocked if you get a random warning for severe wind. Wouldn't be shocked to see that, but overall threat for that is quite low. So with that being said, we are going to hop off here. We appreciate you guys sticking around for total streaming hours, about 6 hours today between Illinois and Indiana. We are all exhausted here, so we're going to get some rest here. So do us a favor on the way out. Hit the like button for us. If you're not subscribed or have not liked our channels, feel free to do so. This is Great Lakes Storm Chasing Network. We also have Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, and Wisconsin Storm Networks. So feel free to go like those accounts as well. My name is Ryan. I am joined by Caleb. We had Ben on here tonight. So from the bottom of our hearts, thank you for tuning in and supporting us. We're gonna hop off here. You guys have a good night.